Next, as we journey to Pacific Storyland, looking for light in the darkness.
It's as if I was born when I became blind.
Meet the artist who found his true calling. Then, a lesson in putting the pieces together when life breaks apart.
You know, you just keep moving and you keep shaking and try to find your way.
And from the poker table to the garden.
It brings me absolute joy.
The friendships that bring joy, healing, and stand the test of time.
So we're blessed, we really are.
Thanks for joining us for this Pacific Storyland special. I'm Catherine Cook. It is an honor to share these stories we hope will inspire, encourage, and delight you. First up, a special group of guys. For more than 50 years, they've been meeting every month around a poker table. Photojournalist Kurt Austin and I joined them. At Orchard Hills Golf and Country Club in Washougal, this table is reserved.
I just know them as the poker guys that come in once a month, and I just love serving them and waiting on them.
Whitney Rand.
The stakes?
Quarter?
Very low.
That'd be perfect. Pretty good low. I won $2.
It's about bragging rights.
But these players
Quarter to you, Marvin.
are in deep.
Just want to say, hardly anything I'd rather do than play poker with these group.
At 94 years old,
Yeah.
Marvin Deering is the oldest member of the poker club and one of the newest.
I feel like I'm doing okay for 94.
He joined in the mid-90s. The club started back in 1968.
My math says that's 56 years.
Seems like only yesterday.
Bob Haley, the youngest here at 77, rounded up some buddies from high school, and the monthly poker game began.
If I have it straight.
Yo, bro!
In 56 years,
I wanna play.
the group hasn't changed much.
$10, what's your name?
Kids got $87.
The kids they speak of
Pretty good.
is code for their favorite charities.
So Bob's the banker, huh? That's
Each year,
Yep.
a different club member picks one, to which they donate part of the group's winnings.
1, 2, 3,
Beyond that,
5, 6, 7.
expectations here are simple.
488 for the year.
No politics. We never talk politics. We keep the stakes low.
And there are plenty of cigar breaks and surface level chat.
Yes. Our group has been playing slightly longer than the Oregon Beach Bill has been in effect.
How is that relevant?
I don't know. You have to have footnotes, you know.
For the deeper stuff,
I'm sure there's a lot of great stories and a lot of history within the group of them.
you gotta dig a little.
And this is a true American hero.
There's the $2 bill
Stands for you too.
that Marvin, a retired Air Force major, carries in his wallet. A calling card of sorts for the U-2 spy plane he flew over Cuba during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Launched from Cuba against any nation in the Western Hemisphere.
Marvin's mission, photograph what the Russians were doing on the ground before they could shoot him down.
They were sending MiGs up and shooting missiles, but they missed.
You talk about his stories of dogfighting MiGs over Cuba. I mean, because they were unarmed, and they just had to use their brains and know how to fly to get out of harm's way, and he did.
It's hard to believe, yeah. It was just a job for us.
Read his story. It's amazing. And these guys aren't too bad either.
Like Jim Kenny.
And I appreciate these guys.
He's been with the group since 1970. He joined after returning from Vietnam.
The first 30 years home from Vietnam, I couldn't talk about it to anybody. We weren't exactly heroes, as my grandkids seem to think I am. Oh, yeah.
This summer, Jim took his grandkids to Washington, D.C. They spent time at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial.
And I was just amazed as I was standing next to 3 statues, oh God, of these young men, looking at that wall. and found the name of my best friend from Lincoln High School. We joined the Marine Corps together.
Only Jim returned. His life spared when a bullet headed for his stomach lodged into his M14 magazine. He wrestles with all of it.
I took the GI Bill, I went to college, created my own life, and my friend didn't. My friend didn't.
Around this table, there is Army, Navy, and Marine Corps. There's Air Force, law enforcement, and allies.
This never leaves you.
There's brotherhood.
Yeah. Alan, thank you for your service.
Next month, they'll all meet again. For the kids, of course.
All right, let's count the kids. Whoa, awesome.
This, it's just a game.
So we're blessed. We're blessed. We really are.
When the chips were really down, they lifted.
Love you too.
The shared history, the shared experiences are invaluable.
They're special guys, yeah.
What an honor to meet those guys. Unique friendships are a big part of what makes Pacific Storyland special. In our next stop, photojournalist Nick Bieber and I take you to a garden where beauty and friendship grow in the face of adversity. Since the beginning of time, there have always been gardens. Life-giving, soothing places of beauty where stories are shared.
Well, hello, beautiful Kay.
And friends are received.
How are you, my friend? Hi, so good to see you.
On this day, it's time to pick flowers.
Isn't that just incredible?
With Kay Thomas.
We love it. We're like, the party's starting.
Rosie Sullivan owns N&M Herb Nursery in Hubbard.
Agastache is probably the #1 pollinator.
Rosie and her friend Carol Atherton met Kay a few years ago.
I am a gardener. She's a gardener.
A common thread amid uncommon circumstances.
I have never met anyone with ALS until I met Kay.
Kay has been living with ALS for 22 years. The average life expectancy after diagnosis is 2 to 5 years. Now 67, Kay relies on a ventilator to breathe. She can't speak on her own, but her mind is sharp.
She has a design in her head. She knows what she wants. I don't think you have any of this variety.
For Kay, 1 bite means yes, 2 bites mean no. When the shopping is done, it's home to Battleground and Kay's Garden.
You will be inspired.
A place where Carol and Rosie have served as Kay's hands, along with Kay's husband, Phil.
She has completely designed and picked out the flowers, placed the flowers, so this truly is her garden.
Phil and Kay moved here in 2019. Their garden then, just a big empty field. Phil built this boardwalk pathway, and he's dug more than a few holes for Kay.
She's a tough cookie. And she changes her mind, so if we plant something and then we need to move it, I shake my head at times, but she's the boss.
Kay and Phil have been married 22 years. Both are Army veterans. Kay was diagnosed with ALS just weeks after their honeymoon. Phil has never left her side.
What do? Do you surrender to it? Or do you choose to do the best you can given the circumstances? And Kay has been a fighter all her life.
I refuse to be defined by my disease.
At home, Kay uses a special computer controlled by eye movement. It gives a voice to her gratitude.
If it weren't for the many hands that make my ideas become a reality, my lovely gardens would only be a dream for me.
For Carol, helping Kay is healing. 5 years ago, she lost her husband, John. His love for gardening is now Carol's, and she shares it with Kay.
What she does for me, I'm going to cry right now. It's just, it brings me absolute joy. She's just an extraordinary human being.
Without those two, I would be lost and my gardens barren. I look out at my gardens and flowers and see beauty, personal satisfaction, and accomplishment.
Phil sees beauty too.
My wife has been good looking to me in my eyes for 22 years. So the flowers are a bonus.
That is love. When Pacific Storyland returns, meet the artist whose creativity is reaching people around the world.
I love woodworking because it's whatever I want it to be.
How this woodsman is helping others find hope in life's darkest moments. Welcome back. Remarkable only begins to describe the artist in our next story. His name is John Furness, and we've been following his journey for more than a decade as he gives people a vision of what's possible. Every morning,
I do have a really vivid visual imagination.
John Furness opens up a world of possibilities.
Yeah.
Each one is different.
I believe this is poplar.
Some are a bit rough.
I'll just set it in the tray here.
Yes, thank you.
Others may feel out of place.
This one is called Paduke, and then the other two are maple. Yeah.
But John takes them all and visualizes bowls and trays, wooden works of art.
And I'm not sure of the design yet.
Things others might not see.
Because that's in his mind, so.
Broken pieces.
Sight and vision are two very different things.
That together make something beautiful.
Well, that's easy enough.
It's easy now.
It's as if I was born when I became blind. Yeah, absolutely.
But John's journey to this place,
it's meant for me to be who I am.
Was anything but easy.
Yeah.
When he was 16, John struggled with severe depression and anxiety. He lost his will to live and tried to end his life. He survived, but lost his sight.
It's something that I talk about because I know it helps people, but it's also something that I try not to have define me. I'm John. I'm not a suicide attempt. I'm all the events that came together to make me who I am today.
Right. And that is the blind woodsman.
People ask why I wear safety glasses, and I tell them, yeah, I'm blind, but my face is still made of face. Okay.
2 years after losing his sight, John learned woodworking through a vocational rehab program in Utah.
At first, I was like, okay, that sounds a little dangerous, but I've always been adventurous and I've always really had a passion for just craftsmanship. Now, we're ready.
He uses adaptive tools like this manual drill.
Yeah, these things are awesome. I got this when I got my gear for rebuilding pianos.
That was 10 years ago. It was the first time we met John, clean shaven and everything.
Sometimes you're using a sledgehammer and sometimes you're using a little tiny screwdriver.
He'd moved to Vancouver to learn how to repair pianos.
They come in all ragged and dirty and broken up, and they leave sounding and playing and looking beautiful.
One day, a local artist dropped by the repair school to help with a fundraiser.
And this is the day we met. So
her name was Annie.
I look up and there's this so handsome man with big dimples, and the rest is history after that.
They've been married 12 years now.
I wouldn't be the blind woodsman without Annie.
Mm-hmm. It's true. As John's interest in piano repair waned,
every piano is the same 11,000 parts. And so it was too repetitive. Okay.
Annie bought him a turning lathe like this one for his birthday.
She encouraged me to do what I do best. I'm an artist, I'm creative. I love woodworking because it's whatever I want it to be.
The works of art John creates
magic fingers
defy logic.
My hands are my eyes.
A process so intrinsic to him now.
Everything is by feel.
It's sometimes hard to tell where John ends and his creations begin.
People sometimes will say it's sad that John can't see his own work, but in reality, he likes to say, we see what he sees.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I just dig this part right here with
further proof.
It's really neat.
That you can't judge a book by its cover, unless it's this one. The Blind Woodsman, one man's journey to find his purpose on the other side of darkness.
I'm the subject, but she's the author. I gave her the raw ingredients and she baked the cake.
A publisher reached out to the couple last year after seeing their videos on social media. The book comes out March 19th.
And we opened it, I was like, it's real. Because all last year it was just like, blood, sweat, and tears,
They hope their story will help dispel the stigma around mental health and maybe save a life.
Now becomes then, and tomorrow will be today. And if you can really hold that true in your heart and really know that that's true, then it can carry you through some pretty tough times. Yeah.
As for how John and Annie's story ends in real life,
happy ever after?
They're still drafting it.
We joke around about when our time is done, we'll be walking on the beach and we'll both get struck by lightning, and then an eagle will fly by and whisper our names.
For now, there's too much living to do.
I try to choose happiness whenever I can.
And too much beauty to visualize.
Great job, babe.
Thank you very much, honeybee.
Just close your eyes and you'll see it. In Washougal, Catherine Cook, KGW News. What a story. Still to come, putting the pieces back together with speed. How a Portland company in crisis came back from the brink by turning a pastime into Portland's next big thing. And thanks to all of you who've written in to tell us about many of these amazing stories. If you have an idea for Pacific Storyland, I want to hear from you. You can text us at the number on your screen, 503-226-5088, or email me at pacific-storyland@kgw.com. We end our special with a comeback story. A father and son business team facing certain failure. Not only did they save their startup, they found the missing piece that made it even better. In Southeast Portland, you'll find the corner piece of Lane and Andrew Weatherly's Sure Thing.
Oh yeah, we were printing beer coasters.
You can see a couple of bars and restaurants that we have here in Portland.
A father-son business venture.
It was a product that we thought we could get into that would be recession-proof.
We need to spread the word about coronavirus and its impacts.
Global pandemic proof? Not so much. Who knew?
And all the bars and restaurants shut down. Sales basically went to zero.
They looked for a way to survive.
We had to find something new. You just keep moving and you keep shaking and try to find your way,
And found their missing piece.
Which is why we got into the puzzle business. Absolutely.
The Portland Puzzle Company.
Our print, all the pieces fit together great. So this is just an adhesive paper.
They manufacture custom jigsaw puzzles.
We work with a lot of local artists and photographers.
Single print and wholesale.
Make sure that it cuts evenly.
A different kind of sure thing.
I think the pandemic brought a lot of people into jigsaw puzzles.
The pandemic is over now. And the real fun is just beginning.
We started at 6:30.
We're going to have a blast tonight. You're going to see.
Get ready for speed puzzling.
I'm a goofball. What can I say? I'm like, okay, I have to try it.
This is Erin O'Shea's first time. She fits right in.
It's this fun, relaxing, easygoing thing to do with the edge of speed, right? And competition.
Hey guys.
The Weatherlys started Wednesday night speed puzzling last fall.
You're checked in and ready to go.
On this night, 23 teams, 4 people each.
Fast, not furious.
Are signed up.
It's crazy.
The most yet.
It is exciting.
Admission is $30 a team.
It's a good night.
They all get the same puzzle, which they can keep.
I've been enjoying it.
First place is $100.
I mean, I guess if you want to win, you want to be fast.
There is no prize for best team name.
Separation anxiety.
But there should be.
The jig is up.
There's so many people who are incredibly fast.
That includes Rose Robbins. She and her mom, Leah.
So I'm typically a sorter. are Queens of Pieces.
Yeah.
They've won a couple times.
It feels very Portland. It's very organic.
Let's get going. Let's count it down from 3, 2, 1. Let's go. It's like Twister. Everybody's trying to, work on top of each other and through each other.
Going well? Yeah. Queens of Pieces is off to a good start.
We basically just do what we do until we hear someone shout, woohoo! Oh, there it goes.
In the back corner is Blem.
These guys are fantastic.
It's our initials.
Beatrice, Larissa, Aaron, and Mary.
They're the team to beat.
I've been looking for that.
As the puzzlers puzzle,
See that I needed this to go into that.
the curious drop in.
Yeah, even if you're not the best, even if you're not trying to win, it just looks like a good time.
I also didn't know we had a puzzle making company here in Portland. I mean, how great is that?
Pretty great.
Oh, yeah.
If you're Andrew and Lane.
Yeah, buddy.
Remember, they never planned on any of this.
We're working so hard.
The thing that brought them together after it tore them all apart.
It is strange that that was 4 years ago. Huh.
We got a donut over here.
About 38 minutes in, the winners emerge.
Oh my God. Damn it.
It's Blem in first.
I don't really have a strategy. Done.
Wow. Followed seconds later by Queens of Pieces.
It was awfully close. Got the first place and second place team separated by 12 and a half seconds. Wow.
Yay, look at this beautiful puzzle. And these guys are fantastic. Close race this time.
That's a little too close.
Yeah. You gotta get better.
For Blem.
We gotta practice more, you guys, like right now.
Unlike Puzzle World,
We just do it. I don't know.
life, as we know, doesn't always come with reference art.
Everybody says, well, that's just a piece of the puzzle.
But you never know. It might look pretty good
Oh, yeah.
when it's done.
It was amazing.
In Southeast Portland,
Definitely be back.
Catherine Cook,
I'm sweating buckets.
KGW News.
So it's an athletic event.
That was awesome.
We meet so many wonderful people whose stories are not only worth your time, they might even change your life, or at least make it a little brighter. We couldn't fit them all in this special, but they're all waiting for you on kgw.com. Just click on the Pacific Storyland section at the top of the page. You'll learn why this Portland house is filled with 15,000 giraffes and how you can see them yourself. Plus, hear the incredible story of longtime Portland radio DJ Greg Glover, how he came back from losing his job and almost losing his life, got sober, and returned to the airwaves.
It was really serendipitous that my life hasn't gotten worse since I've left alcohol. That's for sure.
It's all waiting for you right now on kgw.com. I'm Catherine Cook. For all of us at KGW, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon in Pacific Storyland.